Hello everyone, this is Suresh from Azure ADB. Today our topic is how to use the function next underscore day in PySpark. So what it does is it returns the next week day after the date. So it returns the first date which is later than the value of the date column. So we'll see what is the meaning with example below. So here, important things we need to remember about this function is it returns the next occurrence, not the same day. Suppose in case if whatever we provided date, suppose this one order underscore date, if it falls on Monday, and by using this next underscore day function, and you ask for Monday, what it gives is it gives next week's Monday. Suppose here this particular date 2026 to 16. So 2026 to 16. So here it falls on Monday. So it falls on Monday. And by using this function, if you ask for Monday, it will give you the next Monday. So not it won't give not same day. And this is 16, right? So this is 16. So what is next Monday? It will give you 23rd, February 23rd, it will give you the output. So next we'll see the syntax. So next underscore day, and inside that we need to provide two arguments. So one is expression, second is day of week. So expression means we have to provide the date expression or date column we need to provide. And day of the week is a string expression identifying a day of the week. So that means we need to provide the string. So that we'll discuss here. And what it gives is, what it returns is, it will give you the date. Now we'll see. So these 2 points, we can ignore this because for latest function, so these things are not valid. So that means what it's telling, the next underscore day function takes optional second argument. That means they're telling this is the second argument, like this is optional. So if no day of the week is specified, the function returns the next day. But as per latest version, so it is not working like that. So we must provide both the arguments. So we need to provide expression and day of the week. Suppose if you mention only one expression, suppose next underscore day, and if you provide date column, it will give you the error like you need to pass second argument. So these things, it is working in earlier versions, but not now. So we'll consider we need to provide both the arguments. So now we'll discuss about this day of week argument. So this must be one of the following, and it is case insensitive. So case insensitive means either you can give all uppercase or all lowercase or this combination, like first letter is uppercase and remaining is lowercase. And if you want to specify the Sunday, so we have different ways. We can pass any one of these. Either you can pass SU, or you can pass SUN, or you can all uppercase of Sunday, or SUN, or SUNDAY. So like this. So if you want next Sunday, you can pass either of these five. And similar way, if you want Monday, you can pass either of these. So and so on. So now we'll see what is the content of this video. So my first scenario is how to find next Sunday, and how to find next Monday, and how to find next Friday using current underscore timestamp. And next thing is how to find next day from your date column. And within this date column, we'll see two scenarios: how to find next day with a specific day of the week, and how to pass multiple weekdays. And next scenario is how to find next day from your timestamp column. So here it is the date column, here it is timestamp column, and next we'll see on how to use SQL here. So first what I'm doing, I'm importing required functions. So mainly next underscore day. So my first scenario is how to find next Sunday. So for this, I created one sample data frame. So by using spark.create data frame, I'm creating the sample data frame. So the data I'm passing this one, these dates I'm passing here, and I have one column. So that is date. And on top of this data frame, I'm using select method. And in select method, I'm calling this input column, that is date, that is this one. And on top of that, I'm creating one more column, that is next Sunday. How I'm creating is here I'm using the function next underscore day. And as per syntax, we need to provide one is date column and we need to provide string. And see here for so I want here next Sunday. So here I mentioned SU here. As I mentioned here, you can pass any of these five. Okay, so now if you pass like this, see here, this is 2026, March 10. So if you see calendar, March 10, so that is a Tuesday. So this is Tuesday. What we need actually is next Sunday we required. If you see calendar, this is Tuesday. What is next Sunday? That is 15th. So it will print this particular date here. Next Sunday's date, it will print here. And at the same time, if you see same month, that is March, and here 11, 12, 13, 14. If you see here 11, 12, 13, 14. So for all these dates, what is the next Sunday is 15. So we are getting all next Sundays are 15 here. And at the same time, so next scenario is how to find next Monday. So I'm using same data frame and same syntax I'm using. Only changes here I'm changing Monday and column name I'm changing next Monday. So here I'm mentioning MON. So as per this, so either of five these strings, anyone you can pass here. So here I passed Monday. So 3, 10, March 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 10, 11, 13, 14, 15. What we need is we need next Monday. So for this week of dates, what is next Monday is this one, 16. So we are getting all 16 here. So that means for all the dates, next Monday is this one, March 16th. So next is how to find next Friday using with column. Sorry, how to find next Friday using current underscore date. So here for using current underscore date, what it does normally is it will print you today's date. So today's date, if you try to, what we can do is why I'm not created here sample data frame is if you use current underscore date, it will print today days and all the rows will get same date. But for avoiding duplication, what I'm doing, I'm using this for dot range one. So whenever you want to create single row, whenever you want to create the data frame with single row, you can use this spark dot range one. So range one means this one row. If you suppose if you pass 5, it will create 5 rows here. So on top of this, I'm using dot select. So in dot select, what I'm passing the current underscore date function. So since it is select, I'm using alias name here, that is today. So here what it doing, it creating one column here. So the column name is today. So column name is today and my date is it printing here. So current date means today's date, it will print here. So now this is over. So now on top of this data frame, again I'm using select, and in select I'm picking this today. This is my input column now. And on top of that, I'm creating one more column, that is next Friday. That is this one. So for next underscore day, I'm passing the column, my input date column I'm passing, that is this column, and I'm passing the string as Friday. FRI I'm passing here. So if I pass this, what will happen? So today is 2026, 3/14. So that is this one, 3/14. So what is next Friday? So if you see in next week, next Friday is 20th. So it printing here 2026, 3/20. So next what we'll do, how to find next day from the date column. So here what I'm doing, I'm creating one data frame to create the date column. So by using spark.create data frame, I'm passing date here. So and my columns are this one, ID, order underscore date. So ID is this one, order underscore date is this one. So date values. So if I create this one, this date values by using create data frame, my order underscore date will get string data type. So that I want to convert to date type. So for that, converting string date, string type to date data type. Here I'm using with column method, and here I'm using to underscore date function. And inside that, I'm passing this my input column, this one. This is string type. So if I apply to underscore date, what will happen? See, now this become date type. So it converts string column, string data type to date data type. So my input column is ready now. Now on top of this, what I'm doing, next day I want to print with a specific day of the week. So earlier what I did, I mentioned Sunday and Monday. So here what I'm doing, I'm mentioning specific day. That means here I'm writing a little more simplified way. So what I'm doing here is, first I'm using with column method. So here I'm using with column method, and first I'm creating one column, that is source day name. See, this is my input column and each dates are there, but by looking dates, we don't have idea this particular date falls on which day, and every time difficult to check the calendar. So this particular day belongs to which day. So for that, what I did, I created one additional column. In this column, I'm printing the relevant date for this uh, relevant date for this column. So for each date, it will print you the respective day here. So for that, what I'm doing, I'm using date underscore format function, and inside that I'm passing this column, order underscore column, and here format I'm passing 4 is here. So here we can pass different formats here. Suppose if you pass single E or 2 E's, what will happen? 2 E's and 3 E's also. What will happen? It will print you the short name of the day. That means it will print only MON. If you pass 4 E's, then it will print 4, it will print uh, full name of the day. So that's why we're getting full name, day full name we are getting Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Suppose if you give 2 E's or 3 E's, you'll get only MON, WED, THU, FRI, TUE, like that we'll get. So if you want to get more information on date underscore format, I already created one video. There I explained all the scenarios, how to convert. So there you can refer. So this line of code, what it does is it will create one column and it will print you the day names with respect to dates. Okay, so next, here I'm using with column and my column name is next Monday. So that means for this particular dates, I want to print next Monday date I want to print here. So for that I'm using next underscore day, and here I'm passing input column name is this one, call order date, that is this one, and I'm passing here a string value. So as I told here, we can refer. So for Monday, we can follow any of the string. So here I'm passing full Monday. So now what will happen? This next day function, what it does is, and see here, February 16. So it falls on Monday. So even though it is already Monday, what this function does is it will print you the next Monday. See here it is 216, and if you see here 223. And to confirm this date, what I did, again I added one more column, that is a target day name. Now this is our target. This for each date I want to print the day, which day it comes for each day. For that again I used date underscore format. So here my input column is now this one. So earlier is this one. For order underscore date, it printed these days. Now my input column is this one, next underscore Monday. So for this, it printing the days. So next underscore Monday, 4 years. Okay, so for this value, so next Monday is this one, and 1231. This is 2026, this is 2025, 1231. So for this is the next Monday date. And if you see the output, whatever printing the dates, all are false on Monday. Okay, so this is one thing. So next day with the specific day of the week. So now next what I'll do. So here I given same explanation. So if you see this one, 16th February 2026 is Monday. Is Monday. So next Monday is 23rd February 26. So for each and every row I written here. So for easy understanding. So next what I'm doing is how to get multiple weekdays. So for that what I'm doing, here I'm creating one sample data frame, and here my column name is input underscore date. And by using spark dot create data frame, I am passing the data here. So that is date values. So what it generates is it will give you the string type. This date column input underscore date, it is string data type. So now on top of that, what I'm doing, this is our sample data frame, that is this one. Here I'm using select method, and call of input underscore date is this one. So this one, input underscore date, and on top of that, I'm generating one column. So that is to print the day, of our input column. So here what I did, same I did, date underscore format, and I passed the column name as this one, input underscore date, and I passed 4 is here. And since I used to select here, I given alias. So column name is my first target day name, that is this one. So for each respective date, it will print the day. Suppose if you take 2026 to 18, 2026 to 18, so that is Wednesday. So it printing Wednesday. And if you take 2026 January 15, So January 15 falls on Thursday. So this Thursday. So now my first column is created. That is this line of code. Next, what I'm doing, I'm using next underscore day function. And here I'm giving input column as this one, input underscore date, and I'm passing string. So that means I want to print next Monday date for these date values. And I given column name as next Monday, that is this one. So for this value, next Monday date is this one. For this one, next Monday date is this one. For this one, next Monday date is this one. And what I did now for this column, I printed same thing by using this one, date underscore format, date underscore format. Now my input column is this one, next underscore Monday, and for is I given, and alias is second target day name, this one. And if you see here, all these dates are belongs to Monday. So next what I'm doing, here I'm trying to print one more column. Now it is Friday. So next underscore day, and I'm passing the column. So input date, this one. And for this, I want to print Friday. Next Friday, I want to print. So this is my next Friday. That is this one. And if you see, for example, this one, 2026 to 18, 2026 to 18. So currently it is Wednesday. For this, what is the next Friday is this one, 28th. February 20th is the next Friday. And similar way, if you see this one, 2026, January 15th. So January 15th. For this, what is the next Friday? That is 16th. And if you see here, for this, so 16th. Here January 15th, January 16th. And what I did again, I used to date underscore format function here on this next Friday column. And on next Friday, and I passed 4 is here. Now I given column name is third target date. And if you see whatever it generated, all these dates belongs to Friday. Next, what I did, I'm creating one more column by using next underscore day. So here, instead of selecting this input column, what I'm doing, I'm passing current underscore date. So that means for today's date, I want to print next Saturday. Okay, so alias name is next underscore Saturday. So that is this one. So if you today's date is 2026 3/21. So that is current date. That means today's date. And for this, for this, so this is current date. Okay, so we'll see current date. If you see March 15th is the today's date. So I'm not printed separately this current date column. So what it doing, it directly converting by because I given next underscore date. So here what is current underscore date is today date is March 15th. So for this, what we are asking is to print next Saturday. So I given SCT Saturday. So for this, what is next Saturday? Friday, 21. 21 is the next Saturday. And if you see here, March 21 is the next Saturday. So here we're printing all 31 here. Why? Because all getting 31 because I used current date. So current date will be same. And for that next Saturday will be same. And again, I used to date underscore format on this column, next underscore Saturday. I used 4 is and my column name is fourth target name. So that is all are Saturdays. So next is how to find next day from a timestamp column. So as of now, we saw how to get next day on date columns. So now it is the timestamp column. So here also I'm using spark.create data frame. Here I'm passing data. So my data is timestamp values. And I'm creating with single column, that is timestamp column. And if you see, this is my column timestamp, and these are all the timestamp values passed here. And if you observe here, by default it giving string data type. So first what we need to do, first we need to convert that string column, this string timestamp to timestamp data type. So for that I imported two underscore timestamp. So this is my sample data frame, that is this one. And here I'm using with column, and I am giving column name as timestamp. So here I'm using two underscore timestamp of timestamp. So that means this column I'm converting. So now this string timestamp, that means string data type, it is converted to timestamp column. And if you see here, this one, this timestamp, now it is string type. Now this is our input column. So on top of this data frame, that means on top of this column, what I'm doing, I'm using with column. First, I'm trying to print the days, relevant days for that particular timestamp. What I'm doing here, date underscore format. I'm using date underscore format. I'm passing the column name is this one, timestamp. And I'm passing here 4 keys. So that means for this column of each values, it will print the relevant day, weekday here. So for this particular date, Monday, and here this Sunday, this is Saturday, Monday, and Sunday. And on top of that, what I'm doing, here I'm using next day function. So next day on this timestamp column, and I want to get next Monday. So for each value, I want to print next Monday. And here, this particular date, it is already Monday. What it does is, it will print you next Monday date. So here, 7/25 is there, July 25. And here, you will get next Monday is 8/1. So that is Monday. And for this particular date, it is Sunday. And what next Monday is? Next day only. So here June 1st, here June 2nd. And for this, it is Saturday. And what is next Monday is plus 2 days. It becomes 1, 2, July 2nd. So here 2024, January 1st, that is Monday. And what is next Monday? We add 7 days for this, that is 8th. And here 2025, 5/18, that is Sunday. So next Monday is next day only, that is 19th Monday. So next we'll see how to find next day using SQL. So in SQL also same syntax. So here only we need to do %SQL. Here I'm writing select statement, and I'm using next underscore day function. And inside that I'm passing expression here. That means the date value I'm passing here. And here I'm passing string as Sunday. That means I want next Sunday date. For this one, I want next Sunday date. And if you see here 2026 March 10th. So March 10th, that is Tuesday. For this, what is next Sunday is, that is 15th. So that we are getting here 2026 third 15th. So that means March 15th. So like this, we can use this function next underscore day to get next particular day. So that's all about this video. If you really like this video, please like and subscribe. Thank you.